Good evening everyone, it's the 19th of May 2013, quite a chilly one as well, especially out here in the Western Darling Downs. Okay, don't mind me if I have a cough and a splutter and a gag and carry on. I've got tonsillitis at the moment, so it's really knocking me about a bit, especially with these cold morning temperatures. We've got rain on the way for most of Australia, but let's have a look at the morning minimums across southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales over the next few days first. Don't mind me streaming on my iPhone 5 here either. Okay, so tomorrow morning at 4 AM, we've got areas of -1, 2, 3 around Armidale, Glen Innes. As per usual, they should wake up to quite a frosty morning. That may creep into southern Darling Downs and Granite Belt area. There are other areas such as Roma, Dalby, Miles, in the western Darling Downs, eastern Maranoa that may also get a frost tomorrow morning. This continues on into Tuesday morning. Okay, you can still see the very cold blue temperatures there, particularly over northeast New South Wales on northern tablelands there. As we move into Wednesday, things start to warm up in the morning as the rain starts to come in from the west. And then Thursday morning, minimum temperatures across the regions are quite considerably warmer, so we shouldn't see any frosts after, say, possibly Tuesday morning. Wednesday we certainly won't, Thursday we won't. Okay, we'll move on to the water vapour loop from weather zone. You can see through Western Australia there's quite a significant feed of moisture coming in from the northwest over the Indian Ocean, alright, over through Port Hedland and Broome, and it's feeding in right across the continent at the moment. This is set to increase as the low approaching Perth interacts with this feed. Move on to the I'll just get it loaded up here. Okay, this is an animated loop of rainfall over the next 7 days and the accumulated totals that trail in behind it. You can see from Monday or tomorrow it starts in the west and spreads east across the country, and then it spins up an ECL around Sydney, which gives you that purple patch of area. That's accumulated totals anywhere from 100 to 200 millimetres in and around the central New South Wales coasts and southern coasts. Some decent rain coming through western parts of eastern parts of WA. This extends into Alice Springs and western Alice Springs districts as well. Now they do have a flood threat for that area. I'll move on to that in a minute. The areas that are shaded blue are anywhere from 0 to 50 mil. The dark blue is 50. So, in and around southern Queensland we could expect anywhere from 10 to 30 mil across southern Queensland, and it does sort of lighten off the further north you go before that ECL spins up during Friday around the New South Wales coast. Okay, we'll move on to the bomb accumulation chart, the wattle chart, and again you can see pretty much the entire country is going to get some form of rainfall over the next 7 days, spreading from west to east. You can also see down around there in the central New South Wales parts that accumulated totals are up around pushing possibly 200 mil on extreme coastal parts. And then you've got this area around Alice Springs and Western Alice Springs that could receive from anywhere from 50 to 100. And this is where they have a flood threat advice for. This is the 9:30 AM 3-hour precipes on Tuesday. Tuesday is the day around Alice Springs and western districts of Alice that these reasonable, moderate to heavy rainfall totals are forecast. Alright, so Tuesday is the day for them, then clearing east. If you go onto the bomb site, they have a flood threat advice for Alice Springs districts. And the outlook for Tuesday and Wednesday is cloud and rain spreading east with widespread falls 10 to 20, isolated falls 20 to 50 that may lead to localised flooding and significant stream rises in the area. So you don't need much rain out there to cause some flooding. What else have I got loaded? This is the ECL that we're talking about, East Coast Low. As the low and associated trough move across central parts of New South Wales during Thursday and into early Friday morning, this low and this cold pool area of air will spin up around the Newcastle to Sydney area and really rip in these low-level winds. These are winds at about 4,000 feet in off the ocean. It's really going to get quite windy and nasty with heavy rainfall. A lot of winds predicted in and around the when you have the southern New South Wales, central New South Wales coast there. It looks like Sydney's in the firing line. That's for 4 a.m. Friday morning, Sydney. If we go out to 4 p.m, you can see that the circulation is offshore. However, these strong onshore winds still crank around the back of the low like that. Okay, ripping in strong winds and quite some heavy rainfall on the coastal parts. Into Saturday morning, it still continues to move east away from the coast, but maintains a very strong onshore flow, so you'll be at least looking at persistent scattered showers and quite strong winds through that area as well. One of the charts we use is a very conservative but safe chart, and that is it's from EWN, Australian Weather News. This chart is produced by the BOM, or this data is produced by the BOM, and it takes an average of the models across the board. What you can see here, if we focus back onto Sydney, these are some rainfall totals: 22 mil Wednesday, 52 Thursday, 27 Friday and 21 Saturday. So a very, very wet, windy period coming up for Sydney and surrounds. Here we go. Sore tonsils, dry throat. Doesn't help with the aircon cranked at about 31 behind me back. Alright, so look out Sydney, look out New South Wales coast. It looks like it's pretty much locked in, that ECL. Also, if you use the same data, if we come up here to places like Toowoomba, Wednesday, top temp at 12 degrees with 10 mil and 100% of models forecasting rain. So quite a cold, bleak, miserable day for Toowoomba, Darling Downs, Warwick, anywhere across southern Queensland where this rain band moves through. If we flick over to Brisbane Aero or Brisbane, you can also see that it's quite a cool day of around 19 degrees during Wednesday, and 100 mil or 100% of models are forecasting rainfall and about 7 mil. Now these are conservative totals. You could get 20, wouldn't go much more than double it, but it just goes to show you that you know, HSE, me and Jamie use this model when predicting thunderstorms and rain areas. It takes an average of all the models and combines them all into a total as a safe bet forecast amounts of rainfall. This model is actually known, I think, don't quote me exactly, but it is known to produce forecast temperatures that outdo human forecasts up to 2 days, I think. So when you see the maximum air temperature here for Brisbane tomorrow at 20.9, it's pretty much going to be that for the first few days anyway. It is a very good performing ensemble of models, this one. Right, that's all I've got for you tonight. We probably won't do any more video forecasts with the system. We'll just do some live updates. We'll keep an eye on a few various things, obviously Sydney. We desperately need rain across western parts of New South Wales and Queensland, northern Queensland. It doesn't look like they're going to get much up northwest Queensland, a little bit there. But hopefully areas around Charleville, Roma, Mitchell, Miles, we've had a bit here, like St George and the likes. They really need a decent drop leading into winter just to get a little bit of green pick, a little bit of cattle feed. It's getting a bit late now for that to be utilised into any growth, but anyway, it's something is better than nothing. Alright, I'm going to go and curl up in a warm bed and try and see if I can roll this tonsillitis crap. Have a good, safe week, guys, and be prepared. It's going to get cold and wet wherever you are in the country sometime during this week. See you later, everyone.